Vipassanā, Meditation and Brainwave Correlates. Introduction. Today, we often hear people talking about the benefits of meditation, how it helps calm the mind, improve focus, and even bring wisdom. But many still wonder deep down, does it really work that way? Interestingly, modern science has also started to explore this very question, using a tool called EEG, electroencephalography. Researchers have been able to observe how our brain waves change during mindfulness and Vipassanā meditation. They found that certain brainwave patterns, known as theta, alpha, and gamma waves, gradually appear and strengthen as the mind becomes calmer, more focused, and more insightful. What's remarkable is that these scientific findings beautifully align with what the Buddha taught in the Theravāda path of purification, showing how the mind develops step by step through mindfulness, concentration, and insight. In this short presentation, we'll take a look at two scientific studies that help shed light on this connection, bridging what the Buddha realized over 2,600 years ago with what modern science is now discovering. Let us focus now on the studies. Study 1. Brainwaves, Meditative Depth and Vipassanā Stages. Now, let's take a closer look at what scientists have discovered when they measured brain activity during mindfulness and Vipassanā meditation. They observed that as meditation deepens, the brain gradually shifts through three main types of brainwaves, theta, alpha, and gamma, each reflecting a different level of inner calm and understanding. Let's see how this beautifully aligns with the stages of Vipassanā as taught by the Buddha. First, we have the theta waves, which move at about 4 to 8 Hz. These appear when the mind begins to turn inward, when we let go of outer distractions and start to settle down. It's that early stage of Kayanupassana, mindfulness of the body. The mind begins to feel grounded, peaceful, and attentive. A gentle calm spreads through us. Then comes the alpha wave, around 8 to 12 Hz. This is when the mind becomes balanced and clear. Not dull, not restless, just calm and alert. Here, mindfulness expands to include feelings and the mind itself. Vedananupassana and Cittanupassana. We begin to observe sensations and thoughts without reacting, staying equanimous and aware. And then, in the deeper stages, we see gamma waves, ranging from 30 up to 100 Hz or more. These bursts of gamma activity arise when the mind reaches profound clarity and insight, moments of compassion, wisdom, and realization. This corresponds to Dhammanupassana, the contemplation of mental objects, and the higher insight stages, Magga and Phala, the path and fruition. It's the point where understanding becomes direct, where the Dhamma is seen clearly. So, when we look at it all together, as mindfulness deepens, brain activity shifts from slow theta, relaxation and focus, to steady alpha, calm awareness, and finally to rapid gamma, integration and insight. In other words, what the EEG shows on a screen is what the Satipatthana Sutta describes within the heart, the gradual unfolding of mindfulness, wisdom, and liberation. Study 2. Key EEG findings on Vipassanā meditation. Now that we've explored how brain waves, theta, alpha, and gamma, change during meditation, let's look at some of the key scientific studies that have investigated this in more detail. Researchers have been studying both long-term and experienced Vipassanā meditators, and their findings are quite fascinating. One study, occipital gamma activation in Vipassanā, observed increased gamma waves in the back of the brain, the occipital region, along with frontal theta. This shows that while the mind is deeply calm, it is also highly alert and aware. Another, the auditory oddball Vipassanā study, found that meditators process distractions with much more clarity. Their gamma waves and phase synchrony indicate the brain can respond to stimuli without being pulled away, a neural sign of equanimity. The study decoding depth of meditation showed that theta, alpha and gamma activity reliably track the subjective depth of meditation. In other words, the deeper the meditation, the more clearly these brain waves signal it. Reviews of multiple studies, EEG-derived neuronal dynamics, show frontal theta increases, while alpha and gamma vary depending on the stage of practice and experience. And finally, studies comparing multiple meditation traditions found that long-term Vipassana practitioners even show elevated gamma at rest, suggesting mindfulness and insight become a stable trait, not just a temporary state during meditation. Integrating science and Dhamma. So, what does this tell us? The progression, theta, arrow, alpha. Arrow gamma aligns beautifully with the gradual purification of the mind described in the Buddha's teachings. Theta represents a physical calm and collected attention, the mind settling into meditation. Alpha reflects emotional balance and steady mindfulness, watching sensations and mental states without reacting. Gamma indicates intuitive understanding, insight and compassion, the mind seeing things as they truly are. Viewed this way, the four satipatthanas and the vipassana jnanas can be understood as progressive layers of awareness, mirrored in these changing brain oscillations. Of course, EEG cannot prove enlightenment, it cannot measure liberation itself, but it gives us a modern neural picture of the path the Buddha taught, cultivating mindfulness, concentration and wisdom step by step. Summary. So, putting it all together, the progressive increase of theta, arrow, alpha, arrow, gamma reflects the deepening of mindfulness and insight in Vipassana meditation. Science shows us the neural signature of the meditative path, while Dhamma shows us the inner transformation, from calm and collected attention to the arising of wisdom and liberation. Both point to the same truth. As the mind purifies, clarity, balance, and insight naturally arise. Conclusion. So, when we look closely, what science is discovering through EEG and brainwave studies is not something entirely new. It's a modern confirmation of an ancient truth. As the mind becomes still and mindful, theta waves show the early signs of calm and collected attention. As mindfulness deepens, alpha waves arise, showing balance, peace, and clear awareness. And in moments of deep insight and compassion, gamma waves appear, reflecting the mind's highest clarity and integration. In the Buddha's language, this is the same journey of sila, samadhi, and panya, purification of conduct, concentration, and wisdom. What the EEG shows as changing brain patterns, the Dhamma shows as the gradual purification and awakening of the mind. So, yes, it really does work that way. When we practice Vipassana sincerely, observing the body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma, we are not only transforming our brain, we are transforming our entire being. Science may show the signals on a monitor, but the real transformation is the peace, clarity, and freedom that arise within us. May this understanding inspire all of us to continue walking the path of mindfulness, not merely to change brainwaves, but to awaken the heart and realize true liberation. Dear friends, this is the beginning of the noble journey. Just a few mindful breaths, practiced daily for 5 to 10 minutes, open the way to clarity, compassion, and liberation. May your breath be your guide. May your heart be your refuge, and may this path lead all of us to the final peace, Nibbana. May you walk this path with diligence. May the breath guide you to calm and clarity. May wisdom arise, and may it carry you to Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.